Here is my Interactive Brokers options account, and in this video we're going to be talking about MPW and the things I'm going to do to tweak this losing position. I think it's important of how we handle losing positions along with the winning ones, so stick around for the analysis. What is up everybody, Gifford here, Happy New Year, and MPW just keeps crashing on me. So in 2024 I made $5,000 in Tesla stock, but this is no good if I end up losing $3,000 on MPW stock. Currently own $1,314 at a cost basis of $5.73, but my real cost basis is a little bit better at $5.34. So we can see that the total position is $7,541 and the market value is only $5,111, which means these are unrealized losses. So this stock has not been going my way for a little while now, and I need to de-risk this position. Because I own calls in the stock already, what I'm going to end up doing is actually trying to get back down to 1,000 shares. However, this will unfortunately raise my cost basis a little bit higher, probably past higher than $5.50 than I'd like, because I'm selling my shares a lot lower. As you can see, this is a 6-month chart of MPW that I've just pulled up, and it's just been trying to find a bottom. It has had some good news, but then it eventually comes back down again, trying to find a bottom, but it just keeps on getting uglier and uglier for me. So the question for me now is, why do we have to do some sort of action here? The answer to that is being options. I can't make any more income due to the price drop and my cost basis. So here on the options chain, you can see the strike price of $5.50 gives 0.01, which is pretty much nothing, so there's no point. If I sell lower, it means I'll sell lower than my cost basis, and if assigned, will give me a loss on those contracts or per 100 shares. So this spreadsheet shows my weekly target income of $54. And here is just a quick glance of if I achieve that or I don't. So I've been averaging over $100 a week. However, that is now under threat as the price of MPW stock has fallen. I can't sell any more calls at my cost basis. So my future weekly income might drop below my future target because I can't sell those calls. And this is the point of my options account, is to create weekly income. So it's hard to justify having this account if I can't even beat the S&P 500. So let's understand how this company is doing and reassess our risk. Here is the Q3 2024 results. It reads net loss of $1.34 and a normalized funds from operations NFFO of 16 cents for the 2024 third quarter on a per share basis. So just to bring you up to speed, this is a REIT. When dealing with REITs, you use a metric like NFFO. So when comparing this to 2 years ago, so this is October 27, 2022, we can see that net income of 37 cents and normalized funds from operations of 45 cents for the 2022 third quarter per diluted shares. So what does this mean? So they've gone from 37 cents to minus $1.34, and the 45 cents NFFO has dropped down to 0.16 now. So this decline I didn't see happening because I was buying this when the results were good, and we just happen to have this kind of issue with the tenants not paying, and has caused these NFFOs to drop. To get the share price increase again, they need to get the net income up, and the way to do that is that they have to have the tenants paying their weekly rent. Investing into individual stocks is time consuming and carries a lot of risk along with reward. I specifically chose MPW due to being a dividend paying company and the ability to have more assets than liabilities, which means they're very unlikely to go bankrupt. So even though their share price has gone back down, this is the one savior for me really. So reading here, regular quarterly cash dividend of 8 cents per share of common stock to be paid on January 9th. So this is only a couple of days from here. Therefore, at this time, I had 1,300 shares, and you times that by 8 cents, I'm going to be getting $104 just for holding the stock, even though they've gone down. But some good news is coming, and I'll explain why. So just to understand a little bit about this prospect problem that they have, which is a non-paying tenant, let's just go back to 2019 when they actually acquired this. See, this title here says Medical Properties Trust announces public offering of $750 million of senior notes due 2029, and you can see prospect highlighted across this here. So reading, the issuers intend to use, so the money that they have, acquisitions of a portfolio of 14 acute care hospitals and 2 behavioral health facilities from Prospect Medical. So that one there is the one that's not paying right now, 5 years later. So what is this news release telling you? Well, it's senior notes offering. MPT, through its operation partners and financial subsidiaries, plans to issue $750 million worth of senior unsecured notes due in 2029. These notes are essentially a form of debt bonds that the company is issuing to raise money. Unsecured, the notes are not backed by specific collateral, but by the general creditworthiness of the issuers. This here is guaranteed by MPT, the parent company. MPT guarantees the repayments of these notes. So why is MPT issuing these notes? Well, the proceeds will be used to fund the acquisition, as I said before, of 14 acute care hospitals and a couple of health facilities, and the purchase of one acute care from Halson Healthcare. It's also stated that if there's any remaining funds, they may be used for other financing activities like borrowing from the bridge loan facility, revolving credit facility, or using existing cash. Anyway, it goes on to talk about the contingency plans, who's involved in it, and also some co-managers. So in summary, the announcement really just outlines a financial maneuver by MPT to raise capital through bond issuance, primarily to fund large healthcare facility acquisitions. If the acquisitions fall through, MPT is obliged to repay the raised funds to the investors, ensuring accountability. The inclusion of the high-profile bank suggests the company anticipates strong interest in this offering. So this gives you history on when they actually acquired these properties, which was back in 2019, but the problem only started at 2023, roundabouts now. So some good news is coming in the first half of 2025, and I'll explain why. So reading here, Medical Properties announces prospect binding agreement to sell managed care business to Astrana Health. So Astrana Health, a leading provider, healthcare company based in California, entered into a binding agreement on November 8th to purchase the majority of Prospect's managed care platform for approximately $747 million in the assumption of current liabilities. So this is good because Prospect is one of the ones that is costing MPT quite a lot of money by not paying their debts back, and I don't think they're paying full rent, but I'm not quite sure, right? I don't know 100%. This is just kind of my research on it. Probably need to look that up at some stage. So let's go over what this actually means. So the transaction overview, as you would have guessed, Astrana Healthcare is acquiring the majority of Prospect's managed care platform for $747 million. After settling obligations like debt repayments related to the platform, MPT expects to receive approximately $200 million in proceeds. So the timeline for these payments is most of the cash is expected by the first half of 2025. So this is really good. This is going to boost cash reserves for MPT and pay back some loans as well. An additional $50 million is anticipated by 2027. Transaction is subject to regulatory approval and other closing conditions, so that's fine. So what does this mean for MPT? Well, monetization of assets. MPT is liquidating its stake in Prospect Managed Care platform, which helps improve its cash position and financial flexibility. So that's good. Strategic focus. MPT specializes in hospital real estate, not managed aged care. So selling this platform aligns with its core business model. So they've gone ahead, bought these things here. It's not really their core model, and they've stuffed up, and that's okay to sell, you know. Understand that you got it wrong, go back to what you know. That's fine with me. So the staggered payments 2025 and 2027 indicate MPT will benefit from immediate liquidity while planning for future inflows. So that's pretty good. So the key risks highlighted is regulatory market risks. The deal with Astrana Health might face delays or changes due to regulatory approvals. Steward, another operator at MPT's portfolio, is undergoing Chapter 11 bankruptcy, creating potential uncertainties for MPT assets tied to Steward. So that was another reason why they went down heavily in the share price. Operational risks, so the profitability and the compliance of MPT's tenants like hospitals could impact its financial performance. Then we have the debt and financing risks. Changes in interest rates or inability to secure favorable financing terms could limit MPT's ability to manage its debt or fund growth. And also property sales risks. Some of MPT's planned or announced property sales or asset monetizations might not happen as expected. So in summary, with all that news and what's going on, I want to reduce my shares to under 1,000, as I have brought calls also. So if I actually exercise my calls, I'll have over 2,000 shares anyway, and I don't want to have that, right? So I want to lower my exposure, as I can't understand when the company will actually come right with all this debt and what's happening with these other companies. The trading platform I use is Interactive Brokers, Hatch Invest, Stake, and Sharesies for individual companies, and I use InvestNow for index funds. If you want to start investing, you can use any of my referral codes down below to start your own investing journey if you are from New Zealand. Anyway, a different video with a little bit of analysis of what I'm doing in my options portfolio. If you're interested in options trading, click this latest video that I've done to see if it's something you like. If you have any questions about options trading, put a comment down and I'll get back to you. If you want to hear more from me, I also post on Instagram every other day about what's happening in the market, what's happening in my portfolio, and just general trades that I'm making. So go over there, hit me a follow, and then you'll see what I'm up to. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're interested in this. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.